What's up, everyone? Chris Record here, CEO and founder of Techademics. We are a school that teaches internet marketing out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and we do it both in person in Arizona and we do it online. And I'm the founder, and I'm here to be able to present to you a strategy right now that hopefully helps you in being able to scale and grow your business. And this strategy is outsourcing. Okay, outsourcing. I want to teach you how to effectively outsource and find people to be able to do small tasks for you so you don't spend all day, 20 hours a day doing grunt work, okay? So first things first, when I first got started, this is how I started growing and scaling my business. At first, I was a solopreneur. It was just me. And as a solopreneur, I was able to have my first $10,000 month. Then I was able to have my first $20,000 month, right? Things got exciting. But then what happened is I hit a ceiling, meaning that I found myself working like 80 hours a week, sometimes 100 hours a week in my own business, oftentimes doing menial little tasks, basic little tasks. And if I had only known what I know now, I would have been able to outsource those tasks for very, very inexpensive, get a virtual assistant to do them for me so that I can focus on making more money, scaling my business up. It took me years. I was actually making a six-figure income. And then when I finally decided, you know what, I've had enough, I am going to start using outsourcers and getting other people to do work, I was able to scale from a six-figure income to a seven-figure income. I was able to cross $1 million per year. Then I got a little bit more advanced. I have a strategy now where I start with outsourcers, and when they basically get a good amount of work going and they prove a model, then I actually hire employees at a local office and pass the work to them. And by doing that, by actually having a local team, I was able to scale from $1 million a year to over $10 million per year. So my business rapidly scaled from $100,000 a year to $1 million a year to $10 million per year. And that's gross revenue, of course, not profits. But that's all possible because of delegating and building teams. Now, if you are a solopreneur right now watching this, or maybe you've tried outsourcing or tried hiring a VA and it hasn't worked well, I'm going to give you some basic tips right now. I've got some PowerPoint slides. I'm going to walk you through a strategy to be able to outsource more effectively, okay? So let's just jump over here to my slides right now, and let's go through this, okay? We're going to cover some outsourcing tips, specifically using a site called Upwork.com. If you have a pen and paper, you should write that down right now. Upwork.com. So what I'll do is I'll walk you through setting this up, and then we'll talk about some high-level strategies together. Okay, first things first, you got to visit the website, right? So here we are. Get more done with freelancers. You're going to go to Upwork.com. It might look different depending on the device you're on or when you're viewing this. But up on the top, you're going to want to click the button that says sign up. Okay, just like that, let's get started. First things first, you're going to tell them what you're looking to do. Are you looking to hire people or are you looking to be hired? So the option on the left is what you want to click if you want to hire some people. And then you just basically set up an account, and that's what I did here. They're going to have you validate your email. And there you go. I just set up a brand new account for this example. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to post a job. So they make it very, very simple. Tell us what you want to get done. Example, I need a PHP developer to update my e-commerce website. So let's go ahead and fill this in. I put in, I want to hire a logo designer. Okay, very, very simple. I want to hire a logo designer. Okay, what kind of project do you have? You could choose whether it's an ongoing project, one-time project, I'm not sure. You just choose a box, and then you choose how many freelancers do you need to hire. I only need one or I need more than one. So just choose, there's the two sets of boxes, choose the ones that make sense, and then continue to your job post. Now, category, choose which category you want to use. So in this case, it's a logo design, so I chose design and creative, and then I chose logo design and branding. But take a minute and browse through all of these categories when you first go here. You're going to be amazed at the kind of things that you can start having outsourced, such as your video production or your PowerPoint presentations, or maybe you want to get outsourced somebody to write your blog posts, or somebody to write your articles or your sales copy. Maybe you want to translate documents, or maybe you want to transcribe things. Maybe you want somebody to be able to go through your Google Analytics and go through, manage your Facebook ads and maybe upload YouTube videos. Maybe you want a video editor. There's something for everybody here, okay? So make sure you go through all the categories, and that way you become familiar. What do you have at your fingertips right now that you can get outsourced to help your business? Okay, keep going through the form. So I said I want to hire a logo designer. I chose the category. How many freelancers do you need to hire for this job? In this case, I just want to hire one freelancer, okay? Enter the skills needed. I just kept it simple. I put logo design. And then rate and availability. How would you like to pay? You could choose to pay by the hour or by the job. I just chose pay by the hour. What's your desired experience level? Now, this is where, when you're first starting, go ahead and choose somebody at entry level, because you yourself need to get experience with working with outsourcers. So choose somebody at entry level, $11 an hour or less. It'll be inexpensive. How long do you expect this job to last? You can put whatever you want there. That doesn't really matter. You know, people are looking for a lot of work, so that's pretty cool. What time commitment is required for this job? Maybe less than 30 hours per week. Okay, what do you need help with? Okay, this is your opportunity to put in as much details as you can. Obviously, for this presentation, I kept it very short. The more details, the more specific details you're able to provide for each project you're looking to hire for, the better. So you're not just looking to hire a logo designer. You're maybe looking for something very, very specific, such as, you know, I have a logo. Here's a copy of my logo. Even put in a link. Here's a copy of my current logo. I'm looking to have this logo redesigned. Here's 3 logos that I like. I'm looking for the new design to match these ones, and on and on and on. Be very, very specific. What will the freelancer be doing? Write down what it is you want them to do. What qualities do they need to be successful? Put anything you want there, and then keep going. Now, this is where it gets cool. Okay? Now you're able to search for what kind of logo. So after you post your job, there's a button that you can now search for logo for designers. Click the button to search, and then look at this. Just typing in logo design and choosing the category design and creative. Look at all these cool things that you can do here, right? You can start searching. So let's go through all these different options right now. The earned amount, okay? I like to choose people who have already earned, outsourcers who have earned a lot of money on the site. So I'm looking for outsourcers who have earned at least $1,000 on the site. That's kind of my bare minimum. I don't want to work with people who are just getting started. So the first box there, I'll choose 1K. Job success, okay? I'm looking for, you want to start high, 90% and up. Okay, job success. You want to start high. If you cannot find who you're looking for, you can always go down. Okay, hourly rate, $10 and below. So again, you want to start with people that are less expensive while you're getting started. Hours billed. Okay, again, start high. Start with 1,000 plus hours billed. Okay, you're going to look for people that have worked a long time here. Because see, if they've worked over 1,000 hours and they have a 90% rate, that's a pretty good outsourcer. So you want to start really high. If you cannot find who you're looking for, you could always lower that. Okay, going down to the bottom left, English level. Might as well start native or fluent, because you're going to start high and always go down. You're going to want to find somebody that you can communicate with very well. Freelancer type. I like to work with independent freelancers more than agencies. Agencies usually will charge a little bit more. I just like working with independent people I can usually get a deal with. Category. Obviously, I've chosen design and creative as the category here, because I'm looking for a logo designer. Then last activity. I'm looking for people who have been frequently on the site. Like in this case, within 2 weeks, they were active on the site. I'm not looking for somebody that's just barely even here. I'm looking for people who are serious. So again, fill out this criteria. Start with filters that are very high. And then if you cannot find who you're looking for, then you could always become a little bit more open. Okay. That being said, once you press search, it's going to bring up a whole bunch of results. So look at this. Here's people that are working. You look at the first column is the dollar amount per hour that they're suggesting. It's just a suggested dollar amount. You could always negotiate anything. So you'll see $10 an hour, 7, 7, 8, 10. The next column there is how many hours that they've logged on Upwork. So look at that, 1,315 hours, 1,577 hours, 2,500 hours. These are people that have worked a lot. Now look at their job success rating. 100%, 100%, 98%, 94, 99%. These are people that are doing a fantastic job over thousands of hours from their people. And then next to that, it shows where they are in the world. Macedonia, Bangladesh, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Romania. These are obviously people around the world, which is why they're so good and yet able to work so cheap. For me to find somebody comparable here in the United States, in Arizona where I live, somebody comparable is going to be like, $30 to $50 an hour, or sometimes even more. Okay? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on their names, and you can be able to learn a little bit more about them. Okay? And eventually, if you like somebody, you're going to invite them to a job. So let's click on this person's name here. Okay, Antoinette Chang from the Philippines. Now you'll notice what else she's good at: graphic design, content writing, blog writing, logo design, brochure design. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this profile. This is her profile. I'm going to go through it, and if I feel like she is good, then I'm going to invite her to the job, or I'm at least going to save her if I feel that she's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and look at a lot of stuff about her. Now, if they have a portfolio, that's even better. Scroll down, and hopefully they have a portfolio where you can start looking at some of their work. Okay, you can look at some of the designs they've done, or some of the like these are video intros, for example. You can filter by category. Some people have a lot of design work because listen, if you don't even like their portfolio work, don't even bother inviting them. Now, if it's graphic design related or coding or programming or HTML or website design, they better have a portfolio. If they don't have a portfolio, I'm going to skip them. I'm only going to hire people that I can actually see real work they've done. Okay, real work they've done. So just like this, let's say I want to invite somebody. So this person, Arlie, they're a WordPress video editor, graphic designer, 5,000 hours. All I have to do is click the invite to job button, and now I'm able to invite them to the job that I just created. It's going to give me a basic message. Hello, I'd like to invite you to apply. Send invitation. This does not mean that you're hiring them. What this means is that you're inviting them to view your job post to see if they want to apply for it. So they're not even applying yet. What you want to do, you want to go through a large list and you want to invite as many people as you can to your job so you can narrow down out of, let's say you invite 100 people, and let's say that 50 of them apply, and then you want to narrow down those 50 to 10. And out of the top 10, you want to pick 1 or 2 to get started with and try them out. That's what you want to do. You want to play the numbers game. So just like that, an invitation was sent to Arlie. Now, the last step is you want to interview your potential applicants. So off the PowerPoint, let's just go back and let me just talk to you frankly about what it's going to take to successfully outsource, okay? So what we just covered was this. You're going to go to Upwork.com, you're going to create an account, and then you're going to create a job post for each task that you need done. So you might want to brainstorm a list of tasks that you need done on a project, okay? So let's just go like, when you're doing your business, let's go list of tasks. Okay, I'm just going to give you an example. An example is I might say, okay, I want to create a Shopify store for a client. I want to create an e-commerce store for a client. And then not only do I want to create an e-commerce store, I also want to create a Facebook fan page with some posts on it. And I want to create a blog on the store. And not only that, I need somebody to handle order fulfillment, and I need somebody to handle customer support. So I'm just going to write down all the tasks. Okay. So I'm going to need something like website design. So you're going to write down all the things you could think of, right? Website design, and I might even put keywords Shopify is maybe what I want to use. Okay. And then I'm going to need somebody here to do, let's say, adding products to the page. And maybe that's going to be like inventory, okay, whatever the client might want. Okay, then I wanted somebody over here to maybe do SEO, which is to rank the site in Google. Okay, now over here, I'm going to maybe do something like blogging. I'm going to want them to blog, let's say write 1 post a day. Okay, so you're going to start writing down a whole list, right? And then I'm going to maybe do like Facebook fan page that they're going to manage for the client. Maybe I'll put over here social media. Okay, and then like etc. It goes on and on and on. So essentially what you're doing is you're basically build your team, okay? Build your team, and here's what's crazy, okay? This right here, you can build your team. Your cost is going to be maybe like $5 an hour for some of these people, right? But you're going to basically branch out like what task they're going to do and how many hours it's going to take. So you're not paying somebody, you're not hiring, a bunch of people and spending $100 a day. What you're basically doing is saying, okay, this Shopify website, how many hours do they estimate it will take to build? Okay, they estimate it's going to take 20 hours to build. Okay, their hourly rate is $5 an hour, right? So let's put this up here. If they estimate this right here is going to be 20 hours times $5 an hour, which is their rate, that right there is going to be $100, okay? So building out the Shopify site might be $100. So in your mind, and then you might want to be a little bit more realistic and kind of have like another version, like $300 that it might cost you. So over here, you can have this Shopify store built for your customer for $100 to $300. So that's what it's going to take. So you might, and you're on your quote to your client, you might mark that up to, let's say, $1,000. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll basically put together a list of everything that you need, that you're going to do for your client. Put together a big list of all these things you're going to do, and then put together your cost, your charge for what you're going to do for each one. And then you're effectively looking to have an outsourcer do it for a fraction of the price. So if I'm charging $1,000 for a website to be built, but but I can get an outsourcer to build it for $100, then I have $900 in profit. But it might not get done for $100. Maybe that outsourcer does a bad job. Now I have to go hire a new outsourcer, and this new outsourcer might cost $200. Well, now I'm $300 in the hole on that website, but luckily I charged $1,000, so I have a $700 spread. So you're looking to essentially figure out an estimate of how many hours it's going to take times how many dollars per hour, so you know kind of your range, and then you mark that up. Now, the next trick is, even though they gave you an estimate, don't hire them hourly. When it comes time to hire them, I never hire any single outsourcer hourly. Check this out. It's crazy. I never hire hourly. I always hire project basis, and then I tell them, if you do a good job on this project, I will just keep opening up a new project. So for example, Mr. Outsourcer, if you build me a Shopify store for my client, and you can do it right here inside the 20 hours, okay, I'll give you $100, I'll give you $20 up front, and another $80 upon completion. I'll give you the $100. Now, if you do this good, I've got another Shopify store that I will have you build immediately afterwards for another client, and I'll double it. I'll pay you $200 for that store. First, prove yourself with this one, and then I've got another deal right afterwards. So what you do is you go into a contract with them on Upwork and hire them for $100 for a project rate. So you change it from hourly to project. You guys, this is critical. So now what you've done is you've used hourly to make an estimate of how many hours will it take, what's their hourly wage. Okay, so there's the estimate. Start them, say I've got multiple projects for you if you do a good job. This is how you do it. And you're gonna do all of this over Skype. You're gonna basically ask them, what's your Skype handle? Let's communicate on Skype. And in Skype, you're gonna basically save, you're gonna rename the people. You're gonna name the people like whatever the topic of what they do is. So I'm gonna do something like, let's say this one's a website designer. I'm gonna rename their Skype handle website design dash their name. Okay? Let's say their name is Mary P. Website design dash Mary P. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe invite 100 website designers that have Shopify skills to the job to develop this Shopify website. Okay? And then out of all the 100 I invite, maybe 50 of them reply. I'm going to scan through and I'm going to narrow it down to maybe 10 of them. The 10 that I like, I'm going to ask them, can we move this conversation to Skype so I can ask you and interview some questions? Those 10 people are now on Skype. They're all labeled maybe Shopify web design dash name. Shopify web design dash name. Now in your Skype list, you have 10 people that are nice and neat, organized Shopify website design. So it's very easy to find them. Then you just go through and you start talking to them and you choose one to get started. If that person doesn't cut it, you've instantly got 9 more available to you right there. And then also, if you ever have a future project, now you don't need to go to Upwork. You can go right to those top 10 and you're going to say, hey, I've got a project if you're available today, and just message that to all of them. Say first one to respond might get it. And now you've got a conversation in Skype, boom, they get it. And as soon as, if you negotiate with somebody on Skype, as soon as they're ready to do business with you, you move that conversation, you go set up a job on Upwork and you only invite them, okay? So this is the deal. What I want you to do, in summary, what I want you to do is I want you to create a list of tasks of everything that you want to do for your client. You want to create like an estimate of what they would all be. Pitch your client a marked up amount. Now you've got the money. You go on and you hire all these people. But what I want you to do on your first ads is do a shotgun approach, okay? Create like a logo design ad, sift through and find 100 logo designers, invite 100 to your job, okay? Invite 100 that could be good. Out of those 100, you're going to narrow it down to about 10, and you're going to move those 10 into Skype. You're going to put logo design dash their name, logo design dash their name. And now what you're doing is you're essentially getting like a dream team on Skype. Now in the future, whenever you need something, you don't have to go to Upwork and do this. All you have to do is go to Skype and just say, hey, are you available for a job? And if they don't cut out, just remove them from Skype or say no, or change their name to like do not work with. And then what you're doing is you're essentially, now you've got a dream team in Skype. And then as soon as you choose somebody and they say yes, you go to Upwork, you create a job and you only invite them. This is my process. This is how I scaled from $100,000 to $1 million, you guys. So again, what I'm going to do is, what my role is selling the client. So I'm going to go through each one of these things, and I'm going to basically put together a proposal that says, look, I'm going to build out a fan page. I'm going to do some viral videos, some Facebook ads. I'm going to have a Shopify store with a blog. I'm going to rank it in Google for you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. All of this stuff here I'm going to do for you. Here's my marked up whatever amount. I'm not going to tell them it's marked up, but here's my proposal. It's $5,000. If the client says yes, then I'm going to go and I'm going to hire all of these different positions right here. And I might hire 2 or 3 people. When it comes to like writing blog posts, I might hire 2 blog post people and have them both submitting work to me to see who's better. And whoever I like more, then I'll give them a lot of work. This is how you do it. This is it. This is the secret right here. So when it comes to outsourcing, start with Upwork, hire some virtual assistants, people that can help you at a distance, and resell, like mark up their prices to your clients with enough wiggle room. Once you do this enough, you guys, only use the best people you can find. You will find and you will eventually build a dream team, people you're willing to spend a lot more money with, $1,000 here, $1,000 there, and you will have a successful agency business that you can have people working all around the world that you can trust, that you can count on. And then eventually the big strategy is once you got that underway and you're making enough money, eventually you can hire 1 or 2 people locally. And as soon as like things are working out really well with your outsourcers, as soon as there's a project you want to have closer hands on, you can take and you can move that project to your local team. And then you can manage that, like the important work, okay? Start with outsourcers, eventually you can hire your own employees, and then you can scale. Again, this is the strategy I used myself to go from $100,000 a year to $1 million a year to now over $10 million per year. And hopefully this has been a valuable little module for you. So again, outsourcing makes a world of difference, but you have to take action on it starting now by going and setting up your Upwork account. I'll see you in the next video.